My name is Ashley, and I chose the book The Help. It's written by Catherine Stockett. She was a creative writer and graduate from the University of Alabama. She wrote the book The Help intending to tell about her childhood, about being raised by black slaves, or maids. And so it's pretty much told by the maid's point of view, and so this is about her childhood. And she wrote the book relating back to the 1960s. It failed about a bunch of times before it was actually published. So this book is realistic fiction and historic fiction. The setting is in the early 1960s in Jackson, Mississippi. It was mainly maids in white homes caring for the children. It was during the Jim Crow laws and during the Civil War, and before the Civil War, but before the MLK movement. Some of the characters were Elizabeth E. Ford. She was named like nicer than she seemed. She was like one of those that thought she was better than everybody else and that her stuff was way more valuable than it actually was. She's a mother to May Mobley, and she was annoyed with her own daughter. She really didn't want the responsibilities of her own child, and so that's when she just gave her pretty much to the maid to raise her. May Mobley, she looks for her mom, but is rejected, and turns to Abilene for comfort, which is her maid. Abilene is very faithful to God. She quotes in the story that she knows now to get them babies to sleep. Stop crying and go in the toilet bowl before their mamas even get out of bed in the morning. That was one main thing that she stressed in the movies and the quotes in the book. Minnie Jackson she protects her, but like she wants to protect others, not just herself. She's very into helping everybody. She wants everybody to be there for each other. Skeeter is a young woman that wanted to get her education before kids and getting married, even though that was the style back then, was to have kids and get the maids to take care of them. She wanted to do it completely opposite. This story is written in first person narrative by three people: Abilene, Minnie, and Skeeter. The summary was, in 1960 in Mississippi, Southern girl Skeeter returns from college with dreams of being a writer. She interviews a black woman and that mainly took care of white families. She wanted to know the story about how they felt and what they wanted, and not exactly what the parents felt or the people that handed their children over to the slaves. I recommend this book to young adults because if you want to learn more about the 1960s and maids and what really went on. But yes. So some questions to my book that I'd answer was like, how clear was the book written? Well, the book was written very clearly in her aspect. The only difficulty there really is with that is the language it was written in, because it was mainly about how the black maids talked back in the day, which was very southern accents, and just the way it was writing was really hard to read. If you're listening to it, you understand it, but like trying to read it, if you don't understand that context, it could be a little bit confusing. Did the author achieve her goal? Yes, she really did. She got her point across, and when you read the book, you understand what the lifestyle was back in the 1960s. It actually was a really neat book to read, to see how the maids and the little kids interacted, and really see how the parents didn't really care back then about their kids. Was there any obvious bias? Not really. I didn't really notice any bias going on, so that. And then my favorite part of the book was probably Abilene, because she's just, very into herself. She loves May Mobley, which is a little baby she takes care of since she was itty bitty. And I like to see how May Mobley like grows up in the book and how Aibileen continues to love her. Aibileen also, her son had passed away in a factory accident. That was very hard for her, and that's when she started becoming how she was with May Mobley. Another question, if I could change something about this book, I don't think I would change anything about the book because I think it was really well written out, and like I said before, how it tells you the whole story of in the 1960s with maids. So I would definitely recommend this book.